Hello and welcome to this video in which I'm going to show you how to train OpenAI's large language model on a set of PDF documents. And in this particular example, I'm going to train the model on a set of PDF documents of tax instructions, on how to file your taxes. I got these from the public IRS website. This is the Internal Revenue System service of the United States, and it provides us with PDF documents that tell us how to file our taxes. And I thought it would be a nice idea to load them into a large language model so we can ask questions about it. So this is for demo purposes only, so just an advice, don't actually use that to generate information to use in your taxes. This is really just for education purposes, just to show you how this would work. And we'll have some examples on that. So with that, let's get started. There's a bunch of little dependencies that we need. LangChain, which I'm going to use here, OpenAI, some other more specialized dependencies like Detectron 2 to index PDF files. I'll go through that also for what that is needed in this example. And so this is all installed here in this first cell. In this second cell is where I'm setting the OpenAI API key. This key will not work. I will invalidate it when uploading this video, but you can get your own API key at openai.com. There is a free trial version that you can use for this, and then it's free. If you do create a paid account, just letting you know, charges will apply every time you use that key. So just to let you know, and if you want to know more about that, the pricing page on the website, openai.com, has details on that. So I set that here. You have to get your own one. And I'm loading the classes from LangChain that I'm going to use. This is an unstructured PDF loader and a vector store index creator. So this is what I'm going to use. And then Detectron I have to configure. I'm using this on my Mac, and I'm only using a CPU for Detectron. So this is for the indexing of the PDF files. Of course, it'll be faster if you use a GPU, but I only have a CPU available, so that's what I'm using. You have to set that, otherwise it will not work in this example. So if you're using a CPU only, write these couple of lines of code. Then I have in this particular folder here that I called text, I have these documents here that I downloaded from irs.gov. And stored them locally. So these are instructions how to file your 1040. 1040 is the federal tax document, and also certain schedules for deductions and various incomes and so on and so forth. The unstructured PDF loader is what actually uses Detectron. It wouldn't work if you don't install Detectron, so that's why I did that. And now you can run that. So I basically create a bunch of loaders, and then I'll create my vector store index from these loaders here. And it's using a DuckDB to kind of store it, but you can also create your own local vector databases. So I have that covered in a different video. And then everything is set to go. From this index now, you can ask questions to it. And so the first question I'm asking is, why do I have to file taxes, right? Legit question. And if I run this on this vector index, it gives me exactly this answer here. It says you must file a return statement with the Internal Revenue Service, blah, 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 because this is the code that requires it. So there is no, I mean, this is of course, probably a correct answer, but if you expected some more meaningful answers, like, what are taxes used for and whatnot, you won't get it, right? Because these documents really just cover the formal requirements for filing taxes. Next one is then probably more useful if you actually want to file your taxes. Where do I report my income as stated on the W-2? And the answer I'm getting here is, you should report it here on line 8 on the worksheet. And then, I didn't verify that, but there is box A on your W-2, box 2, B on box 12. So you kind of there are some detailed instructions where to put numbers. Also, you have your miscellaneous income. You use it on your 1099 MISC. So that might be partially a useful answer if it's accurate, right? Again, like this is, just kind of testing how this would work. Don't rely on the answer just yet. And what kind of expenses can I deduct? So there is a long answer. Again, that expenses of farm business travel, it's very specific. I think for most people that doesn't apply. 50% of your business meals, 100% interesting details here, right? So I think if you wanted to have very specific details on what kind of personal expenses you can deduct, I always find it difficult to get that from the instructions if I read them too. So this model, kind of gets you some answer there. Maybe some other situation that you might have had. You sold your house when you moved. We have to pay taxes on the gain on that house, and there's an kind of wavy answer, right? It depends on the amount of gain you made on the sale. But then there's also referencing a form that you would have to fill out. So might be useful. You can actually ask, so how do I actually fill that out? And it tells you according to the instructions provided in the form. Now, I didn't include these instructions in the actual training mass here. So to be fair, I think it can't quite answer that for this particular example because it doesn't have that document for the instructions. And one last question that I have, by when do I have to file taxes? And this is the accurate answer. By April 18, 2023, that's the tax day this year. So that's in there. Of course, all of this, I would be cautious if you really want to, file your taxes with it. But what this example is actually intending to show is if you have documents in form of PDF, this is one way of kind of, scoping the OpenAI large language model to these PDFs so you can then ask questions about it. So with all that, you have to always consider a few things. Charges may apply, the answers you may get. There's no guarantee that they're accurate yet. OpenAI tells you that as well. And also what you send to OpenAI will become part of the training mass. So, don't submit anything that you want to keep confidential. OpenAI also tells you that, like what you send there is kind of, then queryable in some form to everyone who uses ChatGPT. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. I'll put the code online. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments and reach out. So with that, I'll see you next time. Thank you.